What's up, rock stars? Boom! Hey, hey, hey! So today's Catholic Saint of the Day for Thursday, July 23rd is Saint Bridget of Sweden. Today we meet a builder of the church, a founder whose vision still bears fruit today. Saint Brigitta was the daughter of Uppland's Lagman Birger Peterson and his wife Ingeborg, who was a member of the same clan as the reigning family. Brigitta's family was pious. Her father went to confession every Friday and made long and arduous pilgrimage as far away as the Holy Land. Brigitta's mother died, leaving Brigitta 10 years old, Katharina 9, and a newborn baby boy, Israel. The children were sent to their maternal aunt for further education and care. It seems that as a young child, Brigitta had a dream vision of the man of sorrows. This dream was very vivid. Brigitta asked him who had done that to him. The memory of this dream never left Brigitta and may have even left an indelible mark on her subconscious. As was usual during the Middle Ages, Brigitta was married when she was 13 years old to a young man, Ulf Gudmarsson, with whom she had 8 children, 4 daughters, and 4 sons. Wow. All of them survived infancy, and that was very, very rare at that time. When the King of Sweden, Magnus Eriksson, married Blanche of Namur, he asked his kinswoman Brigitta to come and be lady-in-waiting and to teach the young queen the language and customs of her new country. After her years of service at court, Brigitta and Ulf made the long pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela. On the return journey, Ulf became dangerously ill in Arras. He told her that he was Denis, patron of France. Ulf recovered and was able to continue his work as lagman in the province of Nark until the early year 1344, when he was very ill. So Brigitta took him to the monks at Alvestra, where he died and was buried. Brigitta remained in a little house near the abbey, and she spent long hours in prayer by Ulf's grave. She arranged her affairs among her children and various charities and prayed for guidance. She was 41 years old, and in the abbey at Alvestra, God called her to be my bride and my canal. He gave her the task of founding new religious order, mainly for women. He said that the other orders had fallen into decay, and this new order would be a vineyard whose wine would revive the church. He showed her how her abbey church was to be built. He gave her directions concerning the clothing and prayers of the nuns, 60 in all, who needed priests as chaplains, 13 priests, 4 deacons, and 8 lay brothers. These 2 communities were to be ruled by an abbess who was to represent the Blessed Virgin Mary together with the apostles in the upper room in Jerusalem. King Magnus Eriksson donated a little palace and much land to the new monastery. But almost as soon as she had begun altering the palace and organizing the work, Christ appeared to her and asked her to go to Rome, wait there until she got the Pope to return from France to Rome. She was to be there during the holy year of 1350. Brigitta left Sweden at the end of 1349, never to return. The rest of her life, she saw visions concerning the reform of the church, messages to kings and popes and many other persons in high places, directing them to work for the church. It may be noted that Brigitta never wrote in the first person. She always said she carried a message from the very high Lord. Although she had longed to become a nun, she never saw the monastery in Vadstena. In fact, noting that she said nothing she set out to do was ever realized. Wow, imagine that. Crazy. She never had the Pope return from Rome. She never managed to make peace between France and England. She never saw any nun in the habit that Christ had shown her. She never returned to Sweden, but died, worn-out old lady, far from home, in July of 1373. She can be called the patroness of failures. In this, she was like her Lord. He was also classed as a failure as he hung on the cross. Brigitte was the only woman ever to found a religious order, Ordo Sanctissimi Salvatoris. It was never a double order, but an order primarily for women with permanent chaplains ruled by an abbess. The brothers had as their head not a prior, but a confessor general, who was responsible for spiritual business of both convents. The order spread swiftly through Europe, with monasteries from Scandinavia right through Europe down to Italy. The last Brigittine father died in Altumunster in 1863. She is the patroness of Sweden. Saint Bridget of Sweden, pray for us. Hope you got something from this. I think, for me, the biggest takeaway is really it's not about us. We don't have to see, great example of, you don't have to actually see the result or the success or the outcome from what you're doing. This is actually something relates very much to me on some things that I've been really working through in my own head, but also going through on my discernment and really figuring out, what am I supposed to be doing? What has the Lord sent me here to do? And really, that's been something that's been popping up. So this is a great example of a saint who never got to see what she had done actually come to fruition. Never got to actually see the habit that she had designed based off of the information that was given to her by direct communication from the Lord. She never got to see it. Never became a nun. Never accomplished any of the things that she had set out to do. But the fact that she just tried and did it and stayed faithful and committed to, she knew what she had to do. That's the thing we have to take away. That's what I'm going to take away. Hopefully you'll take away something very similar or maybe something else. If you do, please share that in the comments or reach out to me and share it as well. Hopefully it's been a great example. Don't have to succeed. The patroness of failure. Imagine that. Imagine somebody telling you that you are going to be the saint and the patroness of failure. Really? Thank you. Hope you got something from this. Come back tomorrow for tomorrow's saint of the day. As always, I pray for you and all of your family. May God continue to bless you abundantly. You, your family, all of your loved ones. And hey, share that amazing smile with somebody, share it with the world, because it just might make somebody's day.